Hello, crafters, and welcome to Altenew's October 2023 Marvelous Monthly Series video hop. Today I'm going to be sharing this card here, which was made with the Spark Joy set called Cupped Flowers. And there's also a whole bunch of different sets and kits being released this month, so I hope you are ready to take a look at how we put this together. Now, as always, Altenew is giving away $300 in total prizes, so don't forget to comment in this video and the rest of the videos on the hop, and please do like and subscribe to my video and the other talented designers on this hop if you feel fit. So let's go ahead and look at these kits. I don't have all of them, but I will show you what I have. This is the Build-A-Garden Blushing Magnolias. You can see you get a stamp set, stencils, a mini blending brush, and also an add-on die. You can get that separately. Next I have here the Dynamic Duo Snowy Delight set. This one has a bunch of cute little snowmen and sentiments. There's a layering stencil set with the stamp set and dies to cut out those stamps. Then we've also got the Nordic Wonderland Craft Your Life set. Now this is separate from this release actually, and it was released on the 5th, and you can get it if you get the ultimate subscription plan or you do subscribe to the Craft Your Life kit. This is what you'd be getting. You can still subscribe right now until November 2nd, so you could also check that out. And then we have the Cupped Tulips. So this is the set that I'm going to be using today. It's the Spark Joy set. As you can see, you get a foil plate along with a stencil, a layering stencil here. So there's two stencils in this kit. We're going to go ahead and use this. I don't always use this set. I tend to go and use the Build-A-Garden a lot, so I really wanted to use a different one for this video today. So I hope you like what I make here. This one is not too hard to make, and I really don't do too much lining up of the two foiled pieces on the black and the white cardstock, as you may think. Really simple to do. You don't have to do any lining up. There's nothing complicated about it, and you'll see as I go along here. So I've got this Starburst foil, and you know, it looks gorgeous when you have a thicker lined foil plate or something like that. It looks really nice when there's more of a pattern. It didn't show up the Starburst too much here, but I do recommend to use it on other foil plates that have a bit more coverage. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So you could just use a gold foil with this. Now I've gone ahead and I've heated up my glimmer system. I've added the foil with the plate to a black piece of cardstock and put it on my glimmer machine. And as that's heating up and I've got the button pressed and the timer going, I did set up or cut another piece of foil to go on the white cardstock. I've gone ahead and run this through my die cutting machine after that flashing light turns solid. And you can see how gorgeous this looks on the black. Now you can see a little bit of that starburst, but not too much. You pretty much would probably think this is just gold foil, so go ahead and just use gold foil, as I did here on the white cardstock. Now you can see I kind of just lined up this the tulip just by eye. It doesn't have to be perfect, because when we do put this on the black cardstock, it's going to be on a bit of an angle on purpose, and this is what makes this technique easy. I don't really have to make sure I keep the foil plate in the same position on the cardstock on both pieces of cardstock. So here you can see this one foiled gorgeously. There's a bit of overfoiling on the edges, but that's okay. We're going to cut this off. And now that I've got those foiled, I am pulling in my Altenew stamp wheel. This I use for everything nowadays. I think I say this in every video I do. I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive here, but it's just amazing. I love how I can use that sticky mat. You see how sticky it is? It just really had that stencil stick to it nicely, so you know it's not going anywhere. I've kind of gotten used to not using my fingers too much to hold down the stencil, because I know it's not going anywhere with the mat. And I'm just using some pink sand here. This is some fresh dye ink. It's one of the newer sets. And I'm adding some ink. You can see I've created more of a darker tone near the bottom of the cup flower here, of the cup tulip. And now I'm coming in with some Perfect Peach. And again, I'm concentrating the ink near the bottom of the cup flower just to create a little bit of a gradient with the same colored ink. And then to kind of differentiate these outer petals, I am adding a bit more of the pink sand near the bottom. And that is because it has more of a darker tone to it. So now that I've got the flowers done, I can line up the leaves and the stems, and I'm going to be using some blues here. So this is really a color combo that I love, the peach and the blue. I'm using some Caribbean sky here, and I'm again making the color a bit darker towards where the leaves touch the stems. And then I'm also going to grab some, either it's, let me see, Desert Night. Yeah, I'm using some Desert Night, and I'm just darkening up that center of the stem there, the bottoms of the leaves, to add more depth. Now you'll see there is a leaf in the back there. So there is another little portion of the stencil that you have to ink up there, and I just added some Desert Night there because it's probably a darker shade at the back. You can see how gorgeous the blue and the peach look together. It's definitely my favorite color combo. Now this is what I was talking about. I do this, I kind of go around and make sure that I'm keeping the image centered, and I'm just cutting off strips. Now you can see that overfoiling is gone, and I'm lining it up with the black cardstock, and it seems like I need to cut a little more off so we can see more of that outline. So I'm going to go back and cut out some more slivers. So as I told you, I'm not doing any measuring. It's really what the eye likes, and that's normally how I do my crafting. Um, I'm not one for measuring too much. I've mentioned this in many other videos. I'm from Canada, so we use the metric system here, and the US, you guys like to use the imperial system. And so it's sometimes hard for me to convert everything from centimeters to inches and so on and so forth. I've gotten used to it over time, but I prefer to kind of do and cut and shape and size whatever my eye prefers to look at and how it looks good just to the eye. So there's always that there. So if you're someone who doesn't like measuring, you could always try that out. Now you can see here I've got a strip of cardstock. I'm trying to add some of that Peach Perfect ink there. Not working. My ink pad is dried out. So I love the opportunity where I could show you how to re-ink your ink pad, and really it doesn't take much. I just grabbed a re-inker, added ink until I could see that the pad was pretty saturated, and now I'll add it to my cardstock and get a nice Peach Perfect colored piece of cardstock. So once I've gone ahead and done that, you can see that my paper became curved a bit, and that's because I did heat it with a heat tool to ensure that it was completely dry before I heat emboss it. Now I'm sticking it on the stamp wheel. Again, another good use for this. So because the paper warped, when I stick it on the stamp wheel, it's nice and flat. So that makes it easier for me to stamp out any stamp. I'm doing heat embossing here, so I'm using the Versamark ink, and I find that this works perfectly. I love being able to stick that down and stamp it perfectly. And I did add some Altenew rose gold embossing powder there and heated that up. Now I'm going to go ahead and put together the card. I'm adding the black panel. Now I forgot to mention this, and you did see in the video, I did cut that down a little bit so that I'd get a bit of a border here. And now I'm cutting down the sentiment piece into a smaller rectangle. And then what I do is I add it onto my card after I've kind of got my background the way I want it and figure out how I want my sentiment to go. So I'll show you that in a minute, but before I do, I'm going to grab some craft foam, and I'm just going to cut it just a tiny bit smaller than that white panel that we inked up and foiled. Now this is just to give this card a little bit more dimension and make this panel in the center kind of stand out a little bit more, so it really highlights the colored portion and allows you to see there's that difference between the black and the white. And then you now have the lines of the foil on the black line up with the lines of the foil on the white. So I thought this was a really cool idea. I'm pretty sure I was inspired by something. I can't exactly remember. It's I think it was one of the packaging pieces, probably the back of one of the packages for these sets. But I found that the black on white looks really cool, and it really just makes that center panel stand out. So as I add the sentiment, I can see that it kind of blends in a little too much. So I've gone ahead and stuck it down to some black cardstock, and I'm just going to cut this out so I get a tiny bit of a black border around it. And this, I felt, made my sentiment stand out a little bit more and have that contrast just like the rest of the card does. So I'll go ahead and attach this with a bit of adhesive here. and there we have that sentiment just a little bit more visible. Now, I guess I didn't have enough foam on there for myself for my liking, so I've gone ahead and added a little bit more foam. You could keep that flat if you don't want to add too much more dimension to your card. And that is pretty much it. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this card off with a few embellishments because I love embellishments. I've just got some glitter drops here, and they're in like a champagne-y peachy color, which matches the cupped tulips here, the ink that we use there. So I thought that this would look pretty nice. And that is pretty much my simple card with a bit of contrast in black and white and colors using the Spark Joy Cupped Tulips. So I hope that you like this video. As I said, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be hopefully on future hops. I hope to see you then. And there are links to the store down below. And again, I wish you all good luck. Don't forget to comment for your chance to win. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you again next time. Bye.